Yeah, so when I first got into ayahuasca, it was with my mother, and we gathered in this teepee of about 10 to 20 people, and we went around and they asked us why we were there, and honestly, I was just kind of getting high or wanting to be this, like, it's going to make me a world champion or something like that. So everyone gathers and we begin drinking this medicine. It's an hour increments, like, let's take a shot, and then the next person gets up, take a shot, boom, take a shot, and then we're all in it together waiting. All of a sudden people start screaming. Sometimes people start shitting themselves, vomiting, and then you're like, oh shit, this is getting real. One guy started even like shaking and sweating profusely, and they picked him up and they carried him out of the teepee, and then I never saw him again. And I was kind of like, yo, where's this is that guy gonna, like, where are you putting this guy? Is he dead? So that kind of freaked me out a little bit, but I was so high on the medicine, I was like, all right, let's just see where this goes. And as I'm kind of focusing, I'm on two of the cups, and for some reason it's making me very cocky. I don't know, this is the macho in me, and I'm like, I can't believe these people are dying and stuff, and that guy's getting carried out. What is this going on? Give me another cup. They wouldn't really give me another cup. I was going to be on my third cup. And so finally, I lock eyes with this cool, he's like an angel to me. He's one of my boys, but he locks eyes with me, Mexican dude, and I'm just like, nod at him. He's just like nodded at me. Went outside and then came back in with another cup, and I was like, yeah, you're my boy. Take that cup. And then instantly the whole room turns into like a monsoon. The teepee is like filled with blankets, but the blankets have turned into these waves like water, and they go straight up to the little Maloka top, and it's just like, and then I go, oh my God, this is happening. And then I black out. I black out into this crazy wheat field where there's this huge Medusa-like creature, and I'm like looking at her, and I'm like, I'm gonna fight this chick. And so I run up to her, and I'm thinking it's gonna be this epic battle, but all the snakes just go into my mouth. She has like half snakes, half white snakes, half black snakes. They all shoot down my throat, shoot into my eyes, and I'm like, I'm freaking out in this dream space, like it's not physically there, but I'm having this extreme nightmare, And as I'm doing this, thank God for one of the they don't say they're shamans, but for one of the shamans, Gloria, she comes up to me and she's like, hey, blows tobacco all over me, and she kind of pulls me out of my bad dream. It's kind of beautiful, like families pulling you out of your bad dream. And I'm like, hey, and I'm like, I'm dead. I start screaming that, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm one of these crazy people now. Here I am, I'm in the mix. Oh, I'm dead. And then she just looks at me dead in my eyes, and she goes, good, and then moves on to the next person. I'm just like, oh shit, I'm in the trend. This is war right now. So I'm looking around, and the same thing's kind of happening, but then I calm down. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, the sun's still out. Like, maybe I'm done with this. Like, this is pretty good. I'm kind of high. Like, fuck, I'm never doing this shit again. This was wild. I can't believe this is going on. And then I look over, and my mom just starts puking like fishes, and all kinds of these crazy lizards are coming out of her, and all the women grab her hair and are like, oh my God, go, it's okay, and she's just vomiting these lizards. And later on she told me she was giving birth, or she was giving up something because she had had an abortion, and now this was her payment to Mother Ayahuasca, which blew my mind. And I'm just kind of in shock looking at her as all these creatures come out of her into the bucket, which is probably just no, it's like throw up when you don't have the goggles of ayahuasca on. But when you're looking through the veil of the spirit realm, you see the vomit for what it really is. And these creatures parasites are coming out of her that are real life entities that we cannot see unless we take medicine. You say, oh shit, that's a big release, you know? And I'm like, I'm glad I'm done with whatever is happening. And then all of a sudden, people start screaming. I'm like, oh shit, it's coming again, isn't it? I'm starting to recognize, and I'm like, oh, here we go again, you know? And then all of a sudden, I'm these aliens come into the teepee, and they have these huge like spikes coming out, and then they start operating on everyone, and they start operating on me, and they're just like, you gotta let go. I'm like, it's a very out of body experience of like being operated on and being in utter shock that these aliens are taking things out of you, and you're not sure if is this good or if this what's going on right now. And I'm just like, I just feel like, okay, this is like a surgery that I have to get done. And so after this, I kind of calmed down, and then finally I get into this zone where I look at my hands, and their paws, they're like, it's like a wolf, you know? And I look at my hands, and I'm all furry, and I look around the room, and everyone's a wolf now. And then I'm not sure if it really rained or not, but it was raining. And then people started howling, and I was like, oh my God, like, this is why I've been so depressed, is because I used to be a wolf in my past life, and I miss living like a wolf. And we all cuddled together and, protected each other. Even the worst times when it was raining and all the wolves were together, it was like beautiful, and this camaraderie. And that's what I seek when I do jiu-jitsu and things like this camaraderie of like these wolves that cuddle hard together, and they're brothers and sisters and cousins and strangers of wolf clan, you know, which is what it is, right? And so that is pretty blissful to me. And then I'm coming out of it, and I'm like, oh shit, like, I don't know if I could take another one. And then after a couple hours, the screams start. I'm like, oh shit. And then boom, big ego death of just shot into the universe. And I'm like, oh, I'm being ripped apart from my groin to my heart to my brain, and everything's being ripped apart, right? And then after everything's ripped apart, I'm having this ego death that it's indescribable of how painful and scary and unknown it is to forget who you are and what you are. And you're spread out throughout the cosmos, and you're just like, I thought I wanted something like this, but it cannot be, the pain, the suffering, the fear cannot be described. And it may even be beauty also that we have not tapped into. There's a beauty there that we must find before we die, right? Because it's just the cosmos ripping you apart and showing you that you must return. Whatever life we're living, we must make a payment of how exhilarating it was. And you have to go through this hell for a little while, no matter who you are. And it's all about how you walk through the fire, right? And it's all about giving birth. And death is giving birth. And giving birth is death. They're two sides of the same coin. So unless you've been there, and I hope it resonates with people who have been at the top ego death of total annihilation and total fear that you'll never come back, and total fear that you've forgotten who you were as a person, or who a person is, or what a human is, and what is this extreme energy that is now part of my life, and it seems like it's there for 1,000 years. What is this? And I can't take anymore, and it's over, and I'm dying, and let me go, and oh my God, and I'm screaming, and I'm banging my head physically even though I'm not there, and I'm going through this horrible thing, and then finally it breaks free, and you are welcomed home. But you're afraid of the trauma, and you could feel the little creature saying, I could bring you back there anytime I want to bring you back there. And after it's scary, but then you calm down and you realize, like, oh my God, this is, whatever is happening, it's the most beautiful, profound existence. And there may be billions, an infinite number of ways to experience the cosmos. Like, this whole infinite universe might be a sliver, a microscopic sliver of what is going on in the vastness of whatever we believe God to be. And we are only a microscopic, almost nothing. But to realize that and to go forward provides you with an unknown ability that I think we've been trying to figure out for maybe hundreds of thousands of years, probably since the Amazonians discovered it. Maybe it's a way to commune with, aliens, or I think there's many things that it could do. But I think for me, it's so weird because it's the scariest. But for me, that peak experience of ego death and total annihilation is what gives me like, okay, I can do this, and I could come back from this. And I don't think it's the same for everyone. Like, my mom hasn't even been through that, so it's not for everyone. And maybe it's just for the fighter, for the man dealing with very intense mountains to climb. But I'm an advocate for it, for those who would like to do it. But I am also I warn against it, because I don't want to see anyone who can't take it, because I've seen people go through it and they cannot take it. And I can't take it for the first 10 minutes and then, okay, I'm coming back, I'll do it again someday. But there's people who are like, I'll never do that again. It's not for me. And you even hear Joe Rogan say, like, I wouldn't want to do it again. And he's one of the most strongest people. But so it works for some, it works for maybe not everyone, but that's what I believe the strongest peak experience of a psychedelic experience is. And I believe that because I've had kidney failure, I've been knocked out, and I've been pretty, sometimes pretty close to death, and that's the only comparable thing. So I really believe that we must prepare for death, because there's something hard for us warriors or us psychopaths, right? When we go into those other realms. But I think Peru is probably the most profound. The way they move their energies and provide you with healing modalities. It's a lot of beautiful things. Very, very, very hard. But there's even harder forms of ayahuasca out there, deeper in the jungles, and I think that takes maybe years, and maybe when I'm like 50, go dive into that and test my luck and see how that is, and that's dangerous in itself. But I truly love these medicines. I love ayahuasca, I think, a little more. 5-MeO is my second favorite, maybe. Mushrooms my third, but it's the closest thing to magic that I've ever found in my life, and I wish I knew about it sooner, but it's all good, and I just think it's really good. I think it's a good thing. But what is good, right? I think it's just the truth of the universe that has so much that we could learn from so much, But I'm taking a rest because gotta get ready for battle for these things. Love and light, baby.